Your daily hour with me.
Yeah, whoa. Hey, everybody. We're kicked out. The video got kicked out, Carl. Oh, there. Now we're kicked back in. We're on TV.
Hello.
Now you gotta stop that thing.
I did stop
Once again, every day we turn on the machine.
Change it and we start talking for an hour. Yeah, I got that.
Be careful of my phones. I got plugged into charge. That you don't
you're kicking over David's phones, Carl.
No, that's fine. I got it.
Well, just don't kick over his phones.
No,
they're important to him.
I'm not anywhere near his phone.
Oh, yes, you are. You're right there. They're right there in the corner.
But look out. Just look out.
Just
be careful. Just be careful.
I'm okay.
Just look out.
I'm all right.
I don't want to lose my phones. They're expensive.
No, I don't want you to lose
You're stepping right by the wire.
Phones aren't cheap, Carl.
Yeah.
I know that. I got one myself.
You know how much a phone is? David Liebe Hart.
Yeah,
hi, David.
It's good to be here. I'm sorry to have to tell you, I've had my mountains of success with Tim and Eric, and now I'm back in my valley.
No, you haven't even peaked yet. Like it goes up and down. I think you're still going up.
Well, I need you all to think positive. I can't go out. Like Doris Day told me, I'm success in action, and I have to know that I am successful just as much as any actor or performer has been on TV. She told me to do visualization, visualize myself being on a TV show and being successful. And she told me to know that I was success in action.
Yeah.
She's a very positive actress that helped me out with my career.
I know. You gotta visualize. You gotta know. Like that's a good. I think that's a good thing. I think that's probably right. They're probably right about that. David, you're a famous person. You're back.
I am famous, but this is my second interview I've done with your show.
Yeah.
But I am having some challenges. I am having some rough challenges. Tim and Eric don't call. I'm grateful for the work that Tim and Eric have done for me, but they don't call me to work as much as they used to. They're using Hannibal more than me. They got him on 3 shows and don't have me on any shows. And I am grateful for all the work that Tim and Eric have done for me in the past, but I need more work to keep my bills paid.
Yeah.
And then when I get my royalty check in from Warner Brothers and ASCAP and Screen Actors Guild, SAG-AFTRA, they take out so much taxes that I'm left with $6 or $7 out of a check for $1,200. Taxes the living hell out of it.
Oh, that's not much at all.
I don't have a lot of money, and I'm going on tour. I'm in a new band with Jonah Motion. He's a very talented guy, and I've got to be staying the positive. And I'm grateful that he has produced. I produced 3 albums with him. Going to the Light and the Astronaut album, and he put a lot of my music to his own new electronic music. The Adam Papagan put a lot of my old original songs to punk rock music.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful for the run I had with him for 6 years, but I've had to do a lot of forgiving in that relationship. That was sour at the end.
Oh yeah, last time you were here with him, and last time you were on this show, it was back in 2010, so it's been almost 5 years. Like, you came in the very beginning of the show when we just started it.
I had my own public access show. I had the pleasure of having Jim Henson, Bert Stilston, and the guy that did the Friendly Giant show in Canada as Sunday school teachers in the Christian Science Church.
Wow!
And I'm having my cross to bear in the Christian Science Church. They have some Republican young people that are your age that don't want to see ethnic music in the new Christian Science supplement that's come out. And I wrote some beautiful hymns and beautiful contemporary Christian songs. You can hear some of them on the Junior Christian Science Bible Lesson show that's on the internet. In fact, I'd like you to transfer some of those shows to a format that you can have them aired in this area.
Oh yeah, I would love to do that.
Well, I have. This is. I've been touring now for 13 years. I toured 5 years with Tim and Eric all over the United States.
Wow.
And they don't use me anymore. They use Neil Hamburger now or John C. Reilly. I haven't toured with them in something like 4 or 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
I toured with them from 2004 to 2000 and say about 10, and then they just faded me out with first Neil Hamburger, and then they faded me out with John C. Reilly. But I'm grateful for the work they've given me in the past, and I know the best is yet to come. Bigger and better doors are going to open.
Is Neil Hamburger a real person?
Yeah, he is.
I thought he's a joke character.
He's a joke. No, he's a joke character. He only did one Tim and Eric TV show, and they gave him a spinoff. They gave him his own game show.
Yeah.
He was a taxi driver, I think, on season 1. He drove Tim and Eric all around, and now he's a regular on Tim and Eric's Becker Police show.
Okay.
And he's very talented. He used to call me to do stand-up comedy with him, me and James Squall, and he doesn't. James Squall started on my public act shows. James Squall, very talented comedian, started on my public access show, which was the Junior Christian Science Bible Lesson show. Now, the Christian Science Church didn't like me using their name, even though it was their trademark, and they got that name from a Mason book, so I changed the name to Junior Christian Teaching Bible Lesson Program. And then I had to edit a lot of my old shows and take off Junior Christian Science Bible Lesson Show. And then it was Gene Stapleton and Ginger Rogers wanted me to, and Jim Henson and Bert Stilston, who did Kukla, Friend and Ollie from Old School, wanted me to do a puppet show teaching kids to say no to drugs with Bible stories and contemporary Christian music. So I had a show, we're going off and on. So I had a public access show too that was started on Continental Cablevision, and 1988 the city of Los Angeles got rid of public access in 2008. Rhonda Mahasi and Kent Leacock didn't want public access anymore, and they were big managers. In fact, because I fought for them to get new equipment, they took my cable away from me and my internet service away from me.
Oh,
and
no!
They were really mean to me, both of them, and they were with Comcast. And Comcast, they didn't like public access.
No, they don't like it. Yeah.
I fought for public access to get new cameras and new equipment, and they didn't like that. So they finally got when Kent Leacock and Rhonda Mahasi. When I tried to call up, I didn't think it was fair. Their main office in Philadelphia, they hung up in my face from their corporate office, and I had bought cable from them for well over about 20 years.
Yeah.
And then my wife left me. I had to pay for that big mess with that. I'm liberal for interracial relationships between a man and a woman, but not when it's going to break up someone's marriage.
No.
Roberto Julius Gonzalez moved in on my marriage, and my ex-wife Bridget Footman was so in love with him, she was spellbound in love with him that she divorced me for him in 1994. And then I stayed with my cousin Phyllis McKinnon on my Caucasian side. She was on my Scotch, Irish, and German side. The Germans helped free the blacks through the Underground Railroad because they faced persecution as well. They faced a lot of racism, and so did the Irish. And so they formed Germantown, Wisconsin, Germantown, Tennessee. In fact, my family's name used to have a M-A-N-N at the end of it, and many of my family members changed the name to just Hart after the 1900s. A lot of the Germans shortened their names. I thought 99% of the African Americans are part English because the English brought blacks over as slaves, but I found out I was part German, which I thought was strange. And I couldn't understand why the Quakers and the Lutherans and the Catholics were getting in touch with me, and I found out my family were my great-great-great-great-grandfather was a Lutheran minister and a Quaker minister, and he was white, and he helped free slaves to the Underground Railroad. He helped free my great-great-grandmother that was a pariah from the Underground Railroad up to Canada and married her.
That's good.
And my family's dying out. I lost my younger sister. Something weird is happening in the military. It's just out of the norm.
Yeah? The military is killing your family?
Well, no, it's not that. It's just that my sister's husband was gay, Marty Zilberbert.
Okay.
And he didn't tell my sister. and he gave my sister AIDS, and they were living in Lancaster, Texas.
Oh, no.
So I lost my sister, who I loved very dearly. My younger sister, she died of AIDS. And then my other, her twin sister, Etta Terita, cheated me out of my inheritance after my parents deceased. And my Uncle Danny teamed up with her to do it, and I have to do a lot of forgiving about that.
Yeah.
Like in Christian Science says, I have to wait and love more for every hate and fear. No ill since God is good and lost is gain. Now I'm having some bad challenges in my career. I have had my contemporary Christian music was published through one of the biggest publishing companies called CCLI, Christian Copyright Licensing International. Their office is out of Portland. And what they have is set up that they only put the titles of the song on the internet. And they have the words and a little bit how the song sounds. And then if someone is interested in the music, then it's up to the songwriter to send the sheet music to the churches that are interested in music. But the churches have been two-faced. They've been mailing the sheet music and the CDs back to the corporate office at CCLI, which is really brutally mean. Then another situation has a lot of churches says, I don't believe you're with CCLI. So one of the staff members that no longer works for the company mailed me their stationery to with their address on it, but it had their trademark on it. And I was told I could not use that stationery, so I quit using the stationery as soon as Gary, the producer, the main director of CCLI, told me that was a no-no. But he says my music might be dropped from CCLI, and I've been with CCLI, it stands for Christian Copyright Licensing International, ever since 2001, so I am hoping and praying that they don't terminate my my contract to use my music through CCLI, so keep me in prayer about that.
All right.
But anyway, Tim and Eric, I love Tim and Eric. I'm grateful for all the work Tim and Eric have given me. I wouldn't be famous without Tim and Eric, but lately they've been doing something strange. They've been having me memorize scripts, memorize parts, and they're not using me in those parts, cutting those parts off, or having another actor do it. I'm happy for the success of Animal, and I'm grateful for the 3 shows that he's been given. But James Squall and I were supposed to be the original Eric Andre show.
Oh yeah.
But and we went to Adult Swim, and they agreed to cast us in the show. But at the last moment, Tim and Eric gave it to Hannibal, who was a writer for Saturday Night Live. I'm happy for his success and wish him more success. And they didn't give it to James Squall. Now, I hate to tell you, James Squall's not doing well at all.
Oh no, what's wrong? What happened?
You know, my grandmother Schroeder said you've got to choose your girlfriends and your friends better than you choose the clothes on your back. James Squall fell in love with a homeless lady.
Oh, yeah?
And her name was Susan Urque. She's from Minnesota. She's rich. And she is an alcoholic and a druggie.
Uh-oh.
And
you can't choose love, though. You can't choose who you love.
I know. As my grandmother Schroeder would say, it's a scandalous and a shame. It's terrible. But now me, Tim and Eric, and John C. Riley and Clark Rankers, who is the casting director of Tim and Eric, awesome show, great job. And check it out with Dr. Steve Brule. We all teamed up and paid his rent for him for 3 years.
Wow.
But he wouldn't look for work. He drank every day and got high with Susan Urque. And so when Tim and Eric decided they weren't going to help him anymore, he got eviction notice. And I tried to tell him, now the Christian Science Church agreed to help him out with money through the Principal Foundation, but his wife would grab all the money out of his account and buy beer with it and weed with it instead of using it to pay bills.
They got married, huh? He married the homeless woman?
And unfortunately, he did.
But then she was not homeless anymore, though.
Well, when she lived in the same apartment building that we lived at, the Dix Rose apartment on Verindo,
just a regular person.
She lived there for 3 years, but she was very unkind to the landlady. She would throw her trash all over the floor. When the landlady wanted to spray the apartment for bugs and roaches, she'd call the police on the landlady, which was very rude.
Mm-hmm.
And our landlady is a sweetheart. I really love Irene. She's the best landlady I've ever had. She is a lovable lady, and she is Lithuanian, and she's a sweetheart. And I'm grateful for all the things. And she repairs things for me right away in my apartment, and I love her wonderful manager. The manager, that her manager is Armenian, and she's a sweetheart too. A very beautiful lady. Canella is just as beautiful as Cher, and I like the owner of the building, Canella. She is a sweetheart too. She lives in Orange County, but she's the nicest owner of the building you can have. But I've been living in that apartment ever since 1994.
Oh, that's a long time.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I used to manage my cousin Phyllis McKinnon's apartments. My cousin Phyllis McKinnon was related to me on my Scotch, Irish, and German side. My grandmother, her grandmother, Nanny Rexinger, was first cousins to my grandmother, Louise Schroeder. And my grandmother, Louise Schroeder, was a light-skinned black, and they were the German side was from Kansas City, Missouri, and Oklahoma, and they were excluded from the English, and they started Germantown, Tennessee, from coming down from Kansas City, and Canada. Wow. And so when I first came to California, my grandmother Schroeder gave me a list of relatives to stay with, and the Shockleys told me no, they were on my African American and Irish and German side. The McKinnons, my cousin Phyllis McKinnon, let me stay and do gardening and yard work for my rent for 15 years until she passed on in 1994. She was a wonderful lady. She was a retired Army officer, and she shared a lot of stuff with me about the UFO phenomenon. I already knew about it. And she was a secretary at Wright-Patterson's Air Force Base, but I was very sad that she passed on. But she was the best family member that really cared about me. And next to Linda McKinnon, who taught me music lessons, who was the organist at the Culver City Christian Science Church, that passed on as well.
Wow.
So I've had a lot of family die on me. But Linda McKinnon, did a lot of work with Joan Baez as a civil rights leader for fighting for equality for Hispanics, and a lot of Irish and Germans faced racism, but not as bad as black people.
Yeah. Yeah. You want some peanuts?
No, I want an iced tea because it's so hot up here.
It is.
I had those.
How about some water? You want some water?
No, I've just got my soda on an iced tea.
Yeah, we gotta go get it. I'll go. Oh, we're getting a phone call. Oh, Freddie's calling us. Hold on, I gotta plug it in.
It's magic.
Oh, hello? Hold on. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello? I can't hear anything.
Can't hear anything?
It looks like there's call connected, but I can't hear you.
All right.
Freddie?
No, yeah, I gotta call him back. It's something. Here we go.
Hello?
This is Freddie. We gotta call him back. It's Freddie, the producer. He wants to talk to you, I'm sure. He's the other guy in the picture. See, David, you drew this picture like last time you were here. I think it's 2011. That's when you signed it. Maybe you could do another one for us. Hello? Oh yeah. Freddie. Oh. We're playing some phone tag. Hello? 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 Uh-oh. The phone tag?
This is a caller trying to talk to David Liebe Hart.
Okay, here I am.
Can you hear it?
I remember you last time I was here in 2011.
I'm going to come on down there because it's clear you answered my phone call, but maybe I can't hear you and you can hear me, maybe?
I can hear. We can hear you. We can hear you crystal clear. It's David Liebe Hart. We can hear you crystal clear.
He's going to come down here.
So, I don't know if we're going to keep on playing phone tag.
Hey, there we are. Hello,
Yeah.
program.
Can you hear it?
Hey,
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
yes.
I want to go. I've been touring all over the United States. I've been touring. Jonas Emotion has had me tour ever since January of this year, and he's been working the work out of me. And I did two new albums. He's the new producer I'm working with. I'm not working with Adam Papagan anymore. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all the good work that Adam Papagan did for 6 years, but the relationship just didn't work out. I have to forgive and move on. I'm not going to go into it, but I wish the best for him.
Are you guys still on good terms? You and Adam?
Well, we speak to each other. He took me out to dinner on my birthday, and he took me out. But I have to do a lot of forgiveness because he did some dirt to me that I have to love and forgive. I still love him as the brother, as the son I never had. And I always love him and care about him, but it just didn't work out as business partners anymore.
So when's your birthday?
April the 19th, 1957.
Sweet.
You coming down here Friday?
Yeah, actually, we got a bunch of people who are really excited that David is here, so it might be...
Bring me a green tea.
Get a little crowded in there? There's some people who want to meet you, David.
I'll have to be audience and meet me after the show. Have someone to bring me over a green tea. I also want to talk about how girls have been standing me up horrible.
Yeah, let's hear
about it.
In
this city, I met at the concert. I met a girl that was in a punk rock band. Said she wanted to meet me for dinner. She never showed up.
Oh, she stood you up.
And then I met another girl I met that works at Barnes and Noble. She's Italian. She's very pretty. She told me she was going to have a breakfast with me. She said she didn't have to be at Barnes and Noble until 12 noon. I wanted to treat her to breakfast and show her around. She never showed up. It was worse at Oakland.
Maybe they're intimidated. I don't know.
Oh, it was worse at Oakland. Let me tell you what happened in Oakland.
Okay, well,
a girl I met in Oakland said she wanted to show me all around Northern California. And she took me to the Railroad Museum. I bought the guy she was driving around that was her roommate. She lied and told me that was her brother. Found out later it was her boyfriend.
Oh, she's a liar. She's trying to use you for your celebrity.
She took and to make matters worse, she said, "I'm from the South. I don't like colored people."
Oh, dang! Snap, right?
Yeah, and she said, "You're too old for me. I don't want to date nobody who's like my grandpa."
Well, why did she even go out with you in the first place?
She's
then?
a teaser. I hate women like that. I had there's a woman I date. I helped.
She was raised wrong, maybe though.
I had a woman that I helped get on TV. I have to forgive her and let her go.
Yeah.
Like they say in Christian Science, forgive her and release her.
Yeah.
I'll find somebody better.
Right.
Anyway, I just, I like Shakespeare says to thy own self be true. If you're out there and you want to go out with me, please be for real with me. If you're already in a relationship, please don't be a prick teaser. Please don't pull my legs by being rude to me. If you're already in a relationship, don't be a bowl of Kellogg's all cornflakes and be a flake to me.
It's hard to know because you're so famous. It's hard to know.
But I'm having women take advantage. I helped a woman get on Bad Boys. I'll tell you. You can see on the internet this beautiful blonde. She told me she was single, and she told me she was Mormon and she was also a born again Christian. And then she said if I helped her get on. If I took her to meet Tim and Eric, she'd go out and date me. You can see her. Then she turned around when she got the guy. Oh, I got a boyfriend. I got a boyfriend. Got a boyfriend. Why didn't you tell me the first time you had a boyfriend instead of teasing me?
She's trying to use your famous, your celebrity.
Well, I don't like that. And then I had another girl who went to something. I'm running across Christians that don't forgive. The Jesus says to forgive your brother 7 times 70. And what happened was I was going to the Mosaic Church in Hollywood on the corner of La Brea and Hollywood. That church used to be a Christian Science church. My cousin Phyllis McKinnon was a member of that church. And the Mosaic Church said they were looking for a church to house a lot of people. when their office was in Pasadena. I'm the one who told the Mosaic Church about Fifth Church of Christ Scientists. Now they won't let me walk into church because I asked the girl to have lunch with me, and I helped her get on one of the Tim and Eric shows.
Okay.
That's ridiculous. We're supposed to have freedom of speech in America.
Yeah.
They had 2 bodyguards to roughen me out and throw me out of the Mosaic Church on La Brea and Hollywood after I helped them get a church building.
The nerve.
Larry Fudge, I have to forgive you, but that's not right, and that's not Christian. And you all are preaching about forgiveness, and even though you feel it's not appropriate for a man to meet a woman in a church, let me tell you something. The best marriages have been started in the church.
Yeah,
I'd rather see
someone
meet someone, pick up someone in a church in a wholesome place than a bar.
Yeah.
Like James Graw met Susan Yerkew.
What a dirty bar.
And I hope, Larry Fudge, that you truly learn to forgive and love your neighbor as yourself, because
his name is Fudge?
Larry Fudge is his name. He threw me out of the Mosaic Church after helping them get a church building, after donating all kinds of money and free labor work to them. And I'm going to tell you something. I call these modern mega churches the plastic churches, because they don't practice what they preach.
Yeah.
They're all talk. All you have to do is say is you're born again and you're in.
Yeah.
No, your actions have to show that you're born again, by loving your neighbor as yourself, by being forgiving, by being tolerant of people that are Hispanic, Asian, and African Americans, and loving all people, Filipino people, not being racist. The Bible says you can't serve 2 masters. You can't serve hate or love. I faced so much phoniness. And the born-again Christian churches, till I went back to Christian Science, go ahead and say I belong to a cult. But at least the cult people love me and treat me with dignity and respect.
Good. They should. You deserve it.
You mentioned John C. Reilly, so I was wondering whether or not that was like the
he was a
famous
wonderful man
actor.
to work with.
Yeah.
He's done lots of movies.
Curly hair.
Yeah, that
like
guy. Yeah, that's the guy.
He's Irish. He's from Chicago, like me.
David's a famous person.
Yeah.
I worked with John C. Reilly first 5 years on Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job. Him and Zach Zelbanakis both. And then I worked on his spinoff called Check It Out with Dr. Steve Brule.
Oh, yeah.
For 3 seasons. We're supposed to do a 4th season.
What happened in that 4th season?
Well, what happened is John C. Reilly has been doing movies. He's been doing he played Tesla in a video I saw for the Educational Channel. He's been busy doing movies and stuff. But I truly am grateful. If I never get another acting job on TV, I'm grateful for the success I had on the Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job.
Yeah.
And check it out with Dr. Steve Brule. I did shows that didn't. They had Clark Rankers produced a show called Bulls and Latinos, which was supposed to be a spinoff from Zach Zelbanakis, and that show didn't take. But that was supposed to be another Adult Swim.
You'll
show.
work again, I'm sure.
Well, he's a famous actor. He's always going to work.
Yeah. You want to play the dice game?
What's a dice game?
It's a dice game. We write numbers on our hands between 1 and 6, and we're trying to visualize the future. So I got a number. You want to write a number on your hand between 1 and 6? Oh, yeah. You want to use a different pen? You don't have to do it.
I'll use a paper.
Yeah, you can write on the piece of paper.
Okay, I'll write 17.
Oh, here comes Freddie.
1 and 6.
Yeah, I'm coming right down.
1 and 6. 1 and 6. 1 and 6. I would choose 8.
No, between 1 and 6.
I would choose 6.
There you go, 6. That's a good number.
I would choose 4.
You're going to choose more than 1? Only 1.
I'm sorry.
You're going to stick with 6?
6.
All right, stick with 6. That's a good one. All right, here, Carl's going to go let somebody up. Your fans are coming in here. They're going to be... You want to talk to some of them?
Sure.
Sure. Okay, good. They're coming up here. So, how's it... Yep.
Well, I've been touring with a new guy I've been working with for a year and a half named Jonah Motion. And we've toured... I've been working with him a year and a half. Okay. Wow.
Are they coming up?
eventually they're parking the bikes.
Oh.
But make sure you need to tell Jonah Motion, because we've already got a ticket, and Rhode Island, that he needs to get up and move the car at 5.
Oh, you were all the way in Rhode Island, huh?
We toured all over the United States already.
How long have you been on the road
Hot
for?
dog.
All this year.
Wow.
I haven't been able to even take off to perform at the Hollywood Bowl that made me famous.
How are you feeling after this long tour?
Well, it's working me. I am grateful for Jonah, all the good work he's done for me, but I need him to give me some break. He's just overworking me. Next year, I don't want to work most of the year and not have any rest.
Yeah, that's too much work. Hey, people, we're playing the dice game. You guys want numbers here? Do you guys know David Liebe Hart?
Yeah. Can someone brought me? Did you tell him to bring?
Did you guys bring his iced tea? David wants a green tea.
Iced tea.
David wants green tea. Did you guys bring David his green tea? Nobody brought his. All he wants is a green tea. Is that so much to ask for green tea?
Why don't someone go back and give me green tea because it's hot up here?
David is a famous person.
Don't you give me some
He wants
back. Give me a green tea. I've been stood up by women in this town and everything.
All he wants is green tea.
Green tea with sugar.
They sell it at the stores. All he wants is a green tea. He's a famous person. Oh, you did? Who are they? What kind of green tea? What kind? Like in a bottle? Like with sugar? Or can you talk into your mic?
I went with honey.
With honey?
Oh, honey.
Like the can of green tea?
Like
Yeah.
Arizona?
Well, something about more quality to Arizona.
Oh, better? Like the more expensive Arizona than Arizona?
Well, something but
Like the next level?
the next level. Something
They got them
higher.
at McDonald's?
No, they
Hi,
don't.
Claire.
No, they don't. I want a high quality.
Are you looking for a Lipton brand?
Lipton?
Lipton School.
What kind of, what's your favorite brand of green tea?
Okay. What you doing?
You're blocking a
It's hot
shot.
up here.
That's boy.
It's hot up here. We're getting air conditioning.
Well, please don't brush me with your hair. I already had a girl stand me up who works at Barnes and Noble.
Oh no, how about yeah. So did you went and tried to meet her but it didn't work out?
Well, she lied and said she was going to have breakfast with me and never showed up. And then another girl.
Were you
stood
waiting
me
for
up.
her?
I was waiting for her.
Oh no, where'd you go?
I waited for her at the people this guy that owns a record shop that let me stay with him.
Oh, over there at Debbie, yeah. Are you sure?
No,
you
I
didn't get
gave
the wrong
her
time?
phone number. She told me that she doesn't have to be to work until 12 noon, and she'd come over and meet me, and I'd buy her breakfast and show her around. She never showed up. And Olympia.
Oh.
And then another girl that was in a rock and roll band that stood me up that was working in the restaurant I was playing at.
Oh. Here, you guys want to play? You guys have numbers? Yeah. Everybody? All right. Here, everybody wants a number. Has one? Okay. Here we go. We're rolling the dice. You guys are fans of David?
Do you have a nice place I can stay in?
You don't want to stay here?
There's
over here. Oh, there he is. Oh, the power got messed up.
He wouldn't even take me to.
He has been a little bit.
You wouldn't take me to the Barnes and Noble to meet the fans.
All he wanted to do was go to Barnes and Noble. All he wants is a green tea. Can you fix that? You gotta fix the power supply, Carl. It's on the.
But he did a good thing. He did buy me some food to eat.
The big one. The big power supply is the one that gets knocked out over there. There it goes. Yeah. You want to defend yourself on mic here? Okay. Is we're live? We're recording right now.
I did say I'm grateful.
Hey, TV.
I'm grateful for all the good you've done for me, and you've done a better job than Adam Papagan in promoting me and helping me out. I'm gonna say the positive, and I fell in love with your two Chihuahua dogs. You produced two wonderful albums for me. You've helped me build a wonderful website, even though I had to pay $150 for it. And you've been a wonderful producer, and I'm very lucky to have you. But sometimes you treat me like my dad. You get impatient with me, and you tell me I come on to women too strong, and I don't.
Okay. I can't disagree with anything you've said, except for that you don't.
Well,
I just try to help you out, buddy.
I appreciate it.
I want to help you get.
Okay, I do.
I want to help you get by.
Okay, well, please don't put any middle fingers on the TV. That's the grosser. This is not this is supposed to be a respectable show. Someone I saw give a middle finger, and that's I saw that was a nut. That's not nice. You know, when I did the Dell Talk Show, Adam Papagan did naughty things like that.
Yeah, that's too bad.
He has a beautiful girlfriend. I wish him well, named Karen Centerfold. Karen Centerfold and Adam Papagan are a beautiful couple, and I wish them much love, and they're super talented.
Do you know Adam, Jonah?
I met Adam via telephone when I first met David. I did an interview with David, and then I wanted to get the other side of the story, and I interviewed Adam.
Yeah.
Much like you're doing right now. Me and David. But yeah, I haven't really been in contact with Adam much since then. Well, Adam is history and Jonah's the future.
Yeah.
And I'm so lucky I have a new wonderful producer to help me out with my career. I know we've had some tough times, but we're working it out, and we're going to get along and work things out harmoniously. I'm so glad that I don't that his insurance company is going to pay for the accident. I am so glad that God answered my prayer with that.
What happened?
Well, Jonah did the bump with the Mercedes Ben, and when we were on our way to
you bumped a Mercedes.
Yeah.
David knows I've asked him not to talk about this in public, but
okay.
Since it's out there, yes, we were in bumper-to-bumper traffic, and I nudged a brand new Mercedes-Benz from behind. It was definitely my fault.
We didn't damage
the
car, and they wanted $700 from us.
I have a
They're money grabbers.
a 2000 Volvo station wagon.
I can imagine people driving a brand new Benz would be very picky about getting in car wrecks and things.
Well, we're sorry if you're out there and you hear us. Jonah and I are sorry from the bottom of our heart. We love you, and you're going to get your money from his insurance company. So just be forgiving. I feel that you all should be forgiving. You know, we didn't hurt your car that bad.
Yeah, are they still trying to find you or something, or what?
No, we took pictures of their car, and they took pictures of our car. So it's an even Steven.
So is everything okay now? Did that
Everything is okay now. And I told his insurance company that I wasn't hurt in the car. So, like they say in Christian Science, honesty is spiritual power. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I like your Matt Greening shirt, by the way.
Thank you. My girlfriend dresses me. I can't take any credit.
He has a wonderful, talented girlfriend.
Yeah.
That name.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
She's like the Carol Burnett.
We gotta go left, right, I think he has a green key. He's got a green key for you.
That's good.
So your shirt says in the corner of it, if we lived in a small town, we wouldn't have cultural opportunities like this.
We don't need to talk about his shirt.
Can I ask?
Well, no. I think it's strangely ironic because, there's, not a whole lot of cultural opportunities here in Olympia.
Hey, look, you got it. There's your green tea. Been waiting for it.
I want to see if there's any people out here in this area, thank you, that can introduce me to a girl that's not a flake. That's for real. That's not Kellogg's Corn Flakes. That's a real girl that wants to date me.
Not a flake. There are too many flakes out there. You'll find somebody, David. There's somebody out there for everybody. I think there is, and you'll find them eventually. You're on the tour. You got to look out for the people. I think lots of people want to meet you for your celebrity.
I want to thank you for.
What do they do after that?
I want to thank you for the tea. That's cool because it's hot up here.
Bye.
No, wait. You didn't say goodbye to me.
She said bye.
You introduced me to some friend that you have that's single, that's not a flake. She can't be a Rice Krispie.
No flakes.
She can't
be
a Tony. She can't be. She's got to be for real.
How much time? I mean, you're only here for the day.
No.
You can give her my email.
David wants a girlfriend. Lots of people call the show looking for girlfriends. I don't know how that happens, but not like we're a dating service on the show here. Are you a dating service, Claire? Yeah, you are? Claire's a dating service. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
Claire, I want you to introduce me to one of your beautiful girls. But I don't want no ghetto girl that wants to take advantage of me for my money.
Oh.
You'll find somebody, David. There's somebody out there for you. I believe it. You'll find them naturally. You don't look too hard.
Someone that's as pretty as you. Do you have a sister?
Oh, you'll find somebody, David. It's okay. Uh-oh.
Your boyfriend's got the cream of the crop.
What a... Bye. Bye, Claire.
Bye, Claire.
Well, you should get on your knees and thank God for a beautiful white rose you have.
David, you see anything on the streets? Have you been seeing? I guess you hit that car. How's that? Where did you go? Where are you traveling from?
Well, we're going. Go to our website, artbyliebeHart.com. It's ARTBYLIEBEHART. I found out my family's name was originally Liebe Hartmann.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Germans all shorten their names to blend in with the English.
Well, that's a long change.
Yeah, so they chopped. They cut.
Yeah,
they gave my name a diet. They cut off the man. They cut off. Some of my family members cut off the Liebe and made just Hart.
Uh-huh.
Well, we're really German, not English.
Okay. Should we do all this stuff? I guess we only.
We'll let's do all of this stuff.
I think we could.
We could some stuff.
Dude, why don't you? Well, you don't need that. Kyle, why don't you do it without the script?
Sure.
Here, Carl's gonna tell you something about the show real fast.
Freelance.
Here it goes. Carl can do it off script now. He can just do it. He's got to
Be careful of my cell phones.
Carl's got something to say.
I'm not.
I don't want
expensive cell phones.
Here.
I don't want
to. Free.
I'm not touching anything. I'm right here.
I don't want a car accident with my
No.
phones.
It's okay. My feet is right here. They're not anywhere. So you're watching your daily hour with me. It's our long hyperlife call-in television talk show that's recorded every day in Thurston County, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 366 days on leap years. YDHWM began on September 19, 2010. Right, you got me off track though.
We've been doing
okay, so
you can say what the number is.
If you're watching this episode 11:30 p.m., this episode taped on the same day of the previous week. If you're watching this episode at 2 a.m., this episode taped on the same day of the month of the previous year. You can also watch any episode of the program on youtube.com. Anyone can come on the program, especially you. We rely on the community for content, so give us a call at 360-836-4384, that phone number right there, and you can we will play your message on the next episode of the program. Thank you for calling. And
I'm like a message
so
to be put up.
Fast forward to the script now.
Yeah.
Wait. I would like you all to do me a favor, is write or email CCLI and tell them they should be forgiving and not kick me off as a songwriter.
Yeah.
That's www.ccli.com. Get out of the way so they can't see me.
You're blocking David's shot.
Thank you.
What's CCLI?
It's Christian Copyright Licensing International.
Do you know about that stuff, Jonah? Do you know about the?
I know.
Do you have your mics? What happened to the mic?
I live in Oakland, California, and the question was, do I know anything about CCLI, Christian Copyright Licensing International, I believe. It's this notated music distribution place that specializes in gospel hymns for the Christian Church Network, I guess. And David is very intent on getting all of his gospel hymns out there into the public as much as he possibly can. He spends a lot of energy and time on it, even though it brings him very little money.
$60 a year.
I encourage him to
not. It's for Christians, though, right? Isn't it for Christianity more than money, right?
Yeah.
It's like for
But I have to copy the sheet music and send it to them. If a church wants my music, in the contract I signed with them, I have to send the sheet music. I feel the churches should feel CCLI should forgive me. I made a mistake and used their stationery, and they want to drop me as a songwriter. So I pray they can forgive me.
As David's manager, I feel like it's been my responsibility to get him to actually sever his ties with CCLI, and we've been discussing the prospect of me paying him like around $200 a year not to work with them.
Oh yeah?
Because I feel like if he spent a fraction of his energy that he does on the gospel music, sheet music, on something like a radio promotion or getting his music
which
in
is
record
really
stores?
sad is 6 churches ordered the sheet music, didn't send me the money for them. I have this problem as well, is the churches will see my music, call me and says, we want this song, that song. We don't know how to read music, so I send them a CD to those songs, and then they're supposed to send me money for the CDs and the sheet music, and they never do.
Wow. You're writing your music down, like you know how to write, like the notation on the staff and stuff?
I took music theory at Berkeley School for Music.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
LA City College. I had a wonderful a music teacher named Spano who wrote a Music Theory 1 and 2 book at LA City College, and he's also taught at UCLA. I took music theory from Mrs. Amwell, Mrs. Brooks at LA City College, UCLA, and I took some classes at Berkeley School for Music where Quincy Jones went.
Wow. You're certified.
And then my parents also paid for me to have piano lessons from my music teacher, Miss Volk, and that was a Christian Science Sunday school teacher.
But ironically, you've probably spent much more money getting other people to notate your music than you've made on the notated music.
Before I learned music theory, I had other people to lead sheet my music for me, and they charged me a lot of money, and they didn't do all the songs right.
That's the trick. You get a lot of like people trying to do that kind of stuff where they can't write the music, but they'll like turn your music into something else, and that's how they're like trying to.
Okay. Well, anyway, I do want to thank you all for letting me be a part of your show, and I feel CCLI should forgive me for using their stationery. I've told them I wouldn't do it anymore. And then the Mosaic Church kicked me out for dating a girl in their church in Hollywood. They're supposed to be forgiving.
Why did that happen? You know what that's about? That sounds weird. Like why? Like I thought you're supposed to meet people in churches. You're supposed to find love and you can get your wife in the church. Is that wrong?
Well, the Mosaic Church said it was a sin to ask a girl out in church, and they told me never to come back there again.
Well, how did you ask her out? Was it inappropriate or what?
I helped her get work on the Tim and Eric show. I helped her get work on a show called the new one, Bag Boys. But I don't feel it was sinful.
I thought, but aren't you supposed to meet women in the church? Isn't that kind of?
Well, you need to tell that to Larry Fudge.
Yeah.
Larry Fudge at the Mosaic Church. He's the one who's playing. You know, Jesus says, "Let the first one who hasn't sinned cast the first stone," and then they're throwing, getting all uptight about me for asking a girl. They had 2 big security guards to escort me out and roughing me out, telling me never to come back again. The church in Hollywood, on La Brea in Hollywood, the Mosaic Church. And they threw out a TV star that donated money and worked to their church, which
know who you are.
Which is a scandalous and a shame, as my grandmother Schroeder would say.
Commercial?
Big mega church.
I don't know. We don't even need to do all that stuff. I mean, we're probably getting down close to the end of the show, but we want to do the last couple of things?
Yeah.
This is what we usually do on the show. We can take a look at the commercial from last year real fast and then do the final dice game. I'm not sponsored by I like them. You? We got more to.
Well, I love the trains you have.
Hey.
This is last year.
And happy to do a commercial for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we woke up. If you didn't wake up, maybe you have a problem. Oh, yeah, you
for sure.
I hope you woke up. Otherwise, you're probably asleep for this.
We got to get up.
Today we're talking about waking, and we're having some overcoming failures things today.
Yes, at 11:30 p.m. tonight and 2 a.m. tomorrow morning for last year's episode.
Check it out, or
no, it's going. We're
on
going to tape.
Channel 22.
We're recording to it.
Let me know when I'm ready to do my commercial.
It's gonna be not for a little bit, but.
Can I do a commercial real fast?
Yeah, you do a commercial, sure.
Right now?
You go for it.
This show is sponsored by Jonah Motion and David Liebe Hart.
Wait, can we get that? Let's get that out of the camera.
I'm not officially associated with this show.
All right, okay, David.
This show is sponsored by David Liebe Hart and Jonah Motion as giving our talent to say who and what we are. And I'm sponsoring the show by saying I gave my talent free on it, and so did Jonah Motion. And we're sponsoring my talent free to say I love the public, and this is a labor of love. Just like this concert touring all over the United States is a labor of love in Australia. I love you fans. I wouldn't be nothing without you all. And you fans are the best part of David Liebe Hart, next to Jonah Motion. That's helped me out with everything.
Well, I think even without your fans, you're still a human being first.
Well, I tell you, I was a fan of stars in the past.
Right.
Let me tell you what happened to me. I'm going to tell you what happened to me. I was a fan of Mr. T. I love Mr. T.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I felt he was cool. He was my hero.
Yeah.
So he told me, "Fool, get the F away from me. I ain't signing your motherfucking your autograph." And he broke my heart. And I love Mr. T. I love Mr. T.
Yeah.
I love Mr. T. I still love him. He broke my heart. He was my hero.
I think it was a bad day.
When did you see him? What, like
I saw him back in the 80s, and I still love Mr. T. And he's a Christian, but he broke my heart. He won't let me sign on my autograph.
What? And you only ran him that one time? He
didn't want to be bothered with me.
That's too bad.
I think he had a bad day, maybe.
I guess so.
We all get bad days.
And then I had a terrible experience with Lucille Ball.
Okay.
Oh.
Let me tell you what happened.
Let's hear about it.
I was friends with Vivian Vance at the Christian Science Church. And Vivian Vance let me and Robin Williams do gardening and yard work up at her Malibu home and her Hollywood Hill home.
Oh, yeah? You're friends with Robin Williams?
Yes, I was roommates with him, and we did stand-up comedy at the Comedy Store that Mitzi used to own and the Improvisation. And I saw him get a break by Gary Marshall. Gary Marshall said, "I want to hire Robin Williams on my show Happy Days, but not his partner, Daffy Duck partner, David Liebe Hart."
Oh.
But I still love Gary Marshall. I wish him the best. And then I had a terrible, I had a situation happening with Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra saw me working at the Hollywood Bowl as a street musician. He stopped his limousine, gave me $200, and says, "You have a beautiful singing voice. You're going to be the new upcoming Sammy Davis Jr. too."
What?
And then he says, "I want you to come and hear the Reich Pac backstage do their last concert."
What?
The last concert. And it was at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles. And Sammy Davis Jr. says, "I'm going to be the only damn Sammy Davis Jr." He tore my resume up and tap danced on it.
Oh.
And tap danced on it. And
well,
I didn't finish telling you what happened.
Okay.
Vivian Vance, who was played on the I Love Lucy show, she had a go-away party because she was dying of cancer in '78. She was a member of Fifth Church of Christ Scientists on the corner of La Brea and Hollywood. That's where all the big television stars went there. Ginger Rogers, Doris Day, all the big stars went to Fifth Church of Christ Scientists in Hollywood, which now is the Mosaic Church that doesn't want me in there. That's got uptight for asking your girl out there. But anyway, I have to forgive and forgive. But anyway, what happened is Lucille Ball, Gary Marshall was, Gary Coleman was there. Gary Coleman was at the party. Bob Hope was at the party. Old stars that Walter Brennan, who played on The Real McCoys, that was old school before your time. Ellie Mae, Miss Douglas, who died, who played on the Beverly Hillbillies. She was from the spinoff of Christian Science, Religious Science. She was there. Buddy Epson was there. Dean Martin was there. All the big oldies but goodies stars were there. And what happened was Lucille Ball says, "I don't want that wannabe Noah to be sitting by me." She pulled the chair under me. I fell to the floor. And said, Gary Coleman's going to be a big star, but you're going to be nothing in Hollywood.
Oh, no.
And I felt that was ice cold. I do love Lucille Ball, and she's super talented, and I always love her, but she broke my heart when she pulled the chair under me, and I fell to the ground. And Mr. Mooney,
Paul Mooney?
No, Mr. Mooney played on the Here's Lucy in the Lucy show, and his name was Gail Gordon. And Gail Gordon says, "Lucy, you don't do that to an upcoming star." He was very strict. He was her boss on I Love Lucy.
Oh, yeah. She was probably acting up a lot. David, we're kind of getting down to it. I want to hear about the aliens and stuff. How are they doing? The Corinthians?
Well, the Corinthians and the Omegans. I don't know. Somebody has told didn't like it. I was in contact with them, and they don't call me or contact me. They haven't done it since I've been going on tour.
Oh, so
I don't know. I don't know what's happened.
When was the last time you talked to them?
Well, the Corinthian male said that he didn't like it, that Jezebel had a crush on me. And he told me he was going to send something from Star Corridor at me to block me from being in love with Jezebel.
Oh, so you were having a relationship with the alien, and they were jealous with each other?
She was jealous, and I don't know who he was. He told me I should stick to my own kind and leave Jezebel alone. And then after that, he threatened me on my phone, and then I didn't hear from him. Then I hear from more aliens, and then the Omegans cut off contact with me. So the aliens just haven't been in contact with me anymore.
Are they leaving you voicemails and stuff?
Nothing. Zero.
But before they were leaving you like real voicemails?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
What do they sound? They sound like people when they talk to you?
Just like people, but they've given me the elder masters.
So is it people? Are people just calling him?
They don't want me dating their women.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah. So they have.
I could say some things about the aliens.
The aliens, yeah.
Well,
maybe it's just.
Let's leave it alone.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's leave it alone.
On the lighter note, you spoke about a comedy store. What would you buy at a comedy store?
Well,
I
wanted to buy something. I wanted to buy something.
Fruits or vegetables?
Now, what I wanted to buy is a Jonathan Winters album. Jonathan Winters is my hero.
Yeah.
I love Jonathan Winters. He was giving free acting classes at the comedy store.
Of the show.
What should we do? I mean, should we keep going, or should we actually end the show? Should we do like a second show or something?
Oh man, you're working the work out of me. You need to buy me a dinner.
There was a question. I'll buy you dinner.
Okay, give me some money for the road that I can buy something later.
I'll buy you dinner.
Okay.
So you're happy the show's over? I think that's okay because
I can do another show, but if you could get
maybe later. But no, we don't need to do that. Well, it's good. I think. Thank you, David. Thanks for being here today.
Wait! Before we go off the air, I would like to date I like blonde and redhead.
David's looking for a girlfriend.
I want a young girl.
Lots of people want girlfriends on the show. They call and they say, "I'm looking for a girlfriend. I really don't know how to help them." I think it's like something I do in your own time.
I want a girlfriend. I wrote a song called "I Haven't Had a Girl Since 1994."
It's hard. I
think this is a very sad boy.
You're so famous.
I haven't been laid. I need a girl to come my way. I haven't had a girl since 1994. I haven't had a girl since 1994. I don't want to date any whore. I want a single girl that comes from a good family. I haven't had a girl since 1994.
Fours is the next runner-up in 1-3.
3-1?
1-3.
1-3, so fours.
And 3-5.
3-5s?
3-1s.
3-1s. 1-1.
As Porky Pig would say, that's all,
dog. 1-1.
Thank you for being here, David.
Porky Pig would say, that's all, folks.
Bye. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Bye.
Coming up on the next episode of the program.
Your daily hour with me.
Yeah, hey, everybody, it's the commercial.
Kenny gets threatened. We talk about crust. I don't know if there's poi at McDonald's in Hawaii.
Yeah, we cut to Marco Rossi, and Rachel comes up from off the street. 11:30 to 2 a.m. on TCTV, channel 22. 360-836-4384. That's the phone number. You can call us. We're alive. Unless you're watching this way in the future, and we might be dead, but call anyway. Let's see what happens. Maybe we'll see ghosts or something crazy.
Wait, people are ghosts?